Welcome to Isaac! This one update we're gonna take care of Challenge 2, Highbrow. Yep, get it? It's a poop and piss joke. So this is more like the challenges that you'll see in the game. You start with a certain collection of items and you must make it to the end of the game with this certain lineup of items. For this one challenge, for instance, we start with number 1. That gives you an incredible rise of firing speed, but it also very limits your range. As a trinket, we also have the Petrified Poop, which makes it so that whenever you burst open piles of poop, you have a better chance to find items. Also, we have the butt bombs. That's a little backpack that we wear onto our back. It makes our bomb poopy, and essentially, it deals some damage to all of the enemies in a room whenever it explodes, without even touching them. All in all, it's pretty neat. Also, as for the spacebar item that we have, it's called Flush, and it turns all of the enemies into poop. So if you have a room that is very annoying, then you can negate all of it without any kind of effort whatsoever. And yeah, I could have dug up all of the poop in order to get rewards, but at this point it just would be really boring to watch. And yeah, against this bomb, poop bombs are really powerful because it will deal damage to all of the individual segments of Larry. So it's like, poop bombs deal 10 damage to every enemy. Well, if it's comprised of out of 5 segments, then it will deal something like 50 damage to the enemy, and that's almost like the third of its entire life bar. So the one thing that you probably notice is that I didn't see any treasure rooms at all during my journey so far. Well, that's how challenges go for the most part. With only maybe 2 exceptions in total, you will never see a treasure room in any of the challenges. In order to get items, you need to beat bosses, do deals with the devil, and finally you must buy them at the shop. Which is like the opposite of the other challenge because there were no shops whatsoever, but yeah, in most of the challenges you'll always have shops at least. So, if you're having some trouble doing some of the challenges, you may want to give more money to the donation box so that you can unlock some of the shop items, and other than that, you probably could play the game a little bit more in order to get some more unlocks, or play some other challenges that might give you unlocks that will make your life easier. Honestly, the hard challenges that I'd rather do before any of the other challenges. But right now, we're just going to stick with the order that we have here, just in order to make things easier for everyone to follow. For instance, one challenge that I'd like to do at this point will be challenge number 17, because it gives you a very good item as a reward. But, nah, we're just going to stick with the order. Also, before you ask, you cannot use Flush against bosses or mini-bosses. It only works on run-of-the-mill regular enemies. So all in all, only your piss will carry you through Monstro's champion form. Even though this form is anything but a champion form. Grey Monstro just jumps around a bit like that and spews a bunch of random barf everywhere that is really easy to dodge. It's like, his hardest attack to dodge is his high jump where he stomps on the ground so hard that it will make a shockwave of explosion appear, but this champion monster doesn't even do that. Alright, with that said, this challenge is over because Satan decided to do so. Yeah, Brimstone is just going to cheese this challenge so hard. I mean, we're just going to use giant lasers in order to annihilate everything because Brimstone doesn't care about what kind of range you have. It will stretch until the edge of the screen. Also, holy shit, the game wants me to forget everything today. 2 amnesia pills in the same room? And yeah, now the good thing is that by picking up Brimstone, I still have the advantage of the firing speed of number 1 without having the drawback. And now, why is there a third amnesia pill on this one floor? This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, the 2 dice room is by far the least interesting of the dice room, but at least we got I Can See Forever out of it. now we can see all of the secret doors that this level has to offer to us, which will make it so that we won't miss any of the secret rooms or the super secret room for this one floor, even though in most of them you won't get much out of the deal. But hey, at least it gave us a free access into the shop. And notice how come, because we are in the challenge, now there's no donation box to be found. So you cannot donate money whenever you do challenges, and you cannot donate money neither if you play a seed that you specified by yourself. So if I was to type in a seed that I'd want to play myself, I will not be able to donate money neither. And yeah, we're gonna abandon Flush because at this point, because of Brimstone, we don't need Flush anymore. This is like an item that is really useful whenever you're pretty weak or have really crappy loadouts and you want to alleviate the pain of some of the huge rooms. That's generally what you'll use it for the huge rooms or for rooms that have enemies that are so annoying that you don't really want to deal with them in the slightest. Yeah, right now our Brimstone Laser doesn't deal too much damage because the only upgrade that we have is Jesus Juice, which is not really that good of an upgrade to begin with, but oh, holy shit, that was a lot of money. But in the end, your Brimstone Laser still hit enemies something like 13 times, so all in all, that's nothing to really laugh about neither. We're still a force to be reckoned with here. It's our good old buddy the Fallen, always here in order to give us a free devil item. So yeah, that's pretty much the attacks of the Fallen. He has this 3- and 4-way shots, and maybe at some point we'll see his other attack, but yeah, I doubt it's ever gonna happen. Yeah, Contract from Below. Now this is one item that kind of puzzles me because I do not know what the drawback of it is. Well, it doubles the pickups that you find in rooms, but that drawback is pretty much disputed between the Platinum God cheat sheet as well as the Binding of Isaac wiki that is on Gamepedia. Basically, Platinum God says that it increases the chances of you to have double trouble boss rooms, but honestly, I don't really find it to be the case. And on the other side of the spectrum, the Binding of Isaac wiki says that it decreases the chances for you to get drops whenever you clear a room. And even then, I still don't really notice that neither. So, all in all, what the cost is of this item, I honestly have no clue. Well, it has a drawback and I'll let you the pleasure of figuring it out. And yeah, sometime out of red chest, you will get friendly spiders that deal 2.5 times your damage whenever they collide onto something. They're not as reliable as the flies, but they're deadlier. And there's a certain item that will make it so that they will deal 5 times the damage instead. Now we're talking. Yep, because of Contract from Below, we're getting 2 chests whenever we clear a room. All in all, that's definitely a nice thing to have. Honestly, it's never an item that I actively sought because at this point I still don't know what the drawback is, but at this point I don't feel like even discovering it. So yeah, at this point I'm just gonna look for the shop because, well, I have $29 to spend, or coins, or pennies. After all, Isaac is not a multi-millionaire. He's just a demon kid that just wants to do his job. I mean, we just have to look at things this way. Right now, we're shooting piss lasers at flies that explode onto pooping mushrooms. This is starting to get a little bit weird for me, but I'm not expecting any different. And yeah, sometimes pills will teleport you. Not too sure how they manage that, but hey, it's a video game, so we might as well just cut the game some slack. Yeah, whenever I'm saying that the hit detection for the crawler spider things on walls is really spotty, that's pretty much what I mean by that. Oh, and this shop here has a nice item. I'm glad I came back. PhD is one of those game-changing items for the most part, because it makes every pill of the game do something good for you. You're no longer gonna lose any kind of attributes and nothing of the ilk. And yeah, By the way, the Book of Shadows, which is the item that I picked up a while back, makes you invincible, and here you can see how beneficial it can be whenever you're dealing with blood donation machines, or the Devil Beggar, which will steal your life. Well, you can just activate the Book of Shadow and become invincible. You donate your life for nothing. Oh, and a Joker card. Hello. And hello, new item. I'm not too sure why the Beggar just wants me to fart, but that's going to be a thing. Oh, alright, let's just go pick that. Rotten Baby is always free damage, that is pretty easy to use. Okay, activating Mom's Foot at this point, or High Priestess, was kind of a mistake because it honestly could just have stomped one of the flies or one of the little pod that shoots projectiles everywhere, but hey, at least things still worked out. Okay, that was a good thing that I had Speedball because hey, now at least I'm going a whole lot faster. It also increases your shot speed, but hey, at this point it doesn't really do anything for me, is it? Honestly, for a while, I was thinking of cutting this entire video and just keep only like 10 minutes out of it because at this point this run is going to be a complete cakewalk. But at this point, we still need to showcase how overly good Brimstone is. It's pretty much one of those items that make it so that no matter what the character you have, it's pretty much impossible to lose, because no matter what kind of bad damage you might have, it's still going to carry your butt through a run. But for future challenges, I'll try to not pick it up because I want to at least try and give a more honest look at what some of these challenges will be without my kind of luck. Honestly, I'm kind of baffled because before starting this run, I didn't really think, well, not this run, but this Let's Play, I was thinking I didn't really have that much luck with this game to begin with, but now that I've started it, now I keep having stuff like Guppy every playthrough or so, and all sort of really unexplainable stuff. I'm really not sure how any of this is going on. This is getting even ridiculous for my standards. With that said, even with the loadout that I have, this is still the kind of room where you can still get hit because you'll always be nailed by those enemies that will immediately jump on wherever your place is. And yeah, by the way, I didn't talk about one of the other items that you start the run with. It's called E.Coli, and basically, if you touch an enemy, it will turn into poop. And with the Book of Shadow, I could have an interesting combo in my hand where I become invincible and then ram on every enemy in order to turn them into poop and instantly win, but I don't know. To me, it just doesn't feel like the most inspiring way to play the game. I mean, it probably will work, but hey, with Brimstone right now, I have no reason to do that. So, Fishhead just releases a blue fly every single time that you get hurt. At this point, I think it'll still be more useful than the Rusted Key because I'm already drowning in keys. So now we're fighting Red Monstro 2, and basically his gimmick is that his jumps are way wider, so therefore he will reach up to you a whole lot faster. But honestly, I kind of miss the Monstro 2 that was red in the original Isaac, which honestly the fight felt way more hectic than this because he just moved at double the speed instead of just doing what he's doing right now. With that said, he's still more interesting than plain old vanilla Monstro. Guppy's color, nah, at this point it's not going to be very useful to me. So, before putting an end to this floor, might as well just go to the shop in order to see if they have anything interesting to sell, or if it's gonna have greed. Nah, it doesn't. But here, we're going to be able to showcase this one item here, the Sharp Plug. Basically, when your item has no charge whatsoever, it will allow you to fully restore the charge of your item, but of course you have to pay 2 hearts in order for this to be a thing. With that said, however, it can be pretty interesting, and there are some items that will allow you to completely mitigate the 2 hearts cost and reduce it to only half a heart. So essentially, this can allow you to use certain items of the game forever, and yeah, I cannot get the heart from Gluttony because there's a pit. And yeah, some other times, yeah, right now I was trying to activate it and just use the sharp plug while I was invincible, but unfortunately you cannot do that. You have to be taking the damage in order for the sharp plug to trigger. So we also have a new trinket, which is a missing page. Do not confound with the missing page too. But yeah, whenever you get hit, you have a very small chance of hurting all of the enemies in the room. Also, we have another dice room, and this is hands down the most interesting of the bunch. But before I get it, I might as well take a look around, because this will do a lot of things. The 6 dice essentially combines the effects of almost all of the other dice rooms combined, so you'll want to have a look at everything. Yeah, we have a new item over here, but hey, at this point it's going to be completely useless, because what the 6 dice will do is it will reroll all of the items that we own, as well as all of the items that are laying on the floor. So let's have a look at it. Okay, something went wrong here. I'm not too sure exactly what has happened, but now I seem to be perpetually shielded. Oh, and now I have chocolate milk combined with the inner high and tiny planet. And I also have another item, but yeah, we're probably going to see it a little bit later because there's no way to see it right now in effect. Also, the fly which is hovering all around the place, it's the big beautiful fly. Essentially, it will explode whenever it hits anything. All in all, it's pretty handy, but it can also get you killed every once in a while, so you have to be careful. Yeah, this trinket over here, as Isaac said, essentially it's just a regular familiar that shoots deer in a straight line. All in all, that's pretty neat, because early in the game you might want him around in order to deal extra damage, but at a certain point you'll be like, nah, another trinket will be good, because at this point it will be dead weight. So yeah, that's your solution to everything. Just make him a trinket and make him so that if you don't need him anymore, well, just get rid of him. Also notice how come we have 99 bombs now. Yep, that's because of the pyro item, which just gives you 99 bombs. Usually you find it in secret rooms, so it's definitely a good find. Oh, yeah, see, that was the umbilical cord that was there earlier. Now I rerolled it and now it became Cricket Sid. And yeah, we have lost contact. It allows us to shield ourselves with our tears, so whenever you hit other projectiles with your tears, they will collide with each other and cancel each other out. And if your tears happen to be piercing, well, your tears just carry on, destroy the tear, and still go on to the objective itself. Also, don't mind the army of spiders that I have around with me. They're all there because of Mom's wig. Whenever you attack and hit something, you have a small chance of having spiders to appear. AA battery is pretty much like 9 volt but in form of a trinket. Right now it's completely useless because we have no items. And yeah, holy shit, this is getting pretty much sensory overload. There's so many things. At this point, I'm not even gonna acknowledge the familiar because something have horribly glitched out and they're stuck at the entrance of every room. So I'm only going to address them whenever we'll have a proper look at them. The only one in the bunch that seemed to be able to do anything is the punching bag. He's pretty much a decoy that will attract other enemies and will take hits for you. All in all, he's a pretty merry guy. I like him. So yeah, let's fight the final boss of this challenge with a loadout that doesn't resemble anymore what we even started with anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mom stepped on me and still I took no damage. So what the hell happened there? I have no clue whatsoever. If somebody can enlighten me on why I turned invincible permanently, I'd really like to know because I'm pretty sure that was not supposed to happen. Yep, I found pills. They do nothing, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a look at the boss rush. Just in order to have a peek, because it's completely useless to even do it for me. And we unlock yet another rune, and this one is probably one of the best of the bunch. We'll see it in action at some point. But what matters now is that it's time to take back on the regular runs. A few weeks ago, I had run a quick poll one night in order to decide which character I'd play as one night, and the character that I'll play as next will be Azazel in the next video.